So today I'm going to teach you how to tint a commercial window. These are really small, so they're like fairly easy. Basically what we did is we took out the gaskets first. I like to leave in the top one that holds the glass in place. We got our pre-cut sheets from the film handler over there. It cuts it basically perfect for you. The only thing is this one is a 22-inch window and I cut a 48 in half, so you have a little bit extra. And if you know what the film handler is, the blades would have to be too close to each other to cut out that perfect center. You could use a 60, but then you'd have waste. This has virtually no waste. But basically, we just have to trim off like an inch from the bottom. So, as you can see, pull off the release liner, get her wet. Gonna line up our edges here. Now here's kind of the extra inch that we just have to trim off, and this doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to be small enough to tuck under. So now we can tuck our top up a little bit more. There we go. Maybe open up that top gasket a tad bit. There. Alright, now we can tuck in our sides, bottom. Alright. There. Now we're gonna have no light gaps, which is kind of the common thing that I see that's different from your professional commercial installers compared to your amateurs, which is kind of like your automotive installers that just get asked to start tinting residential and commercial windows. They'll have light gaps because they leave these gaskets in. Alright, so we did our initial pass, and then I like to go back the opposite direction to get as much water out as possible. And then kind of get that little bit on the end there. Still a tad bit extra overhang down here, so get a nice clean cut down there. Again, if I use a 60-inch, this would save me time because it would be perfect, but 48's basically no waste, so we're deciding to save dollars on film instead of maybe a minute a time or whatever. So we just went around all of our edges here. Now we're ready to put our gaskets in. So I put my bottom one in the middle here. That's why they're staggered. On here you just have to be sure that the right kind of bump or edge goes in the right side. Put the bottom one in first, and then this one's staggered off to the left, so I know it's left. And then I look for this bump goes towards the glass. Pop in the top, pop in the bottom, kind of pop in the rest of it. I might have pushed that out. And then the side. Oop. Right. Yeah, we went the wrong side on accident. So usually if you're trying to use the wrong side, it won't even go in anyways, and that's how you know you're doing it wrong. Alright, so I pushed out a little bit here. Let's get that water out. Alright. And then I like to come back at the very end of the job and double check everything, because it might pull up some more water, especially look at that corner. But other than that, that's how you get a nice commercial window with no light gaps. Let me know if you got any questions.